Cherry blossom paint the skies in a Lamborghini view. From Tokyo light to Kyoto station.
Yeah.
Dreams come alive. Where spirits rise.
That was 50 points off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine. Traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high. Find your story beneath the sky. Whale scratch, pumping out your sense. How many flows to the best of lands in the neon glow? Where is spent, the culture rich, where resistance in the mono grace. We'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine. Traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and
Well, I just got myself in a
find your
golf already.
magic near the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, guys. Okay. They're showing us that how it will natively support things. Today we're gonna get into, I need to paste one more thing here for the process of me being live. So we got a lot of things going on for us for today. And I know today was supposed to be Final Fantasy 13, but I ended up getting a couple of things that are really important. For a lot of people to really understand what is needing to be said, as I'm kind of opening up my blinds, I need to open up my blinds. Yeah, we've got a lot of things going in for us that's going to pertain a lot of things. And we've got a lot of things to worry about. Through a lot of, you know, as kind of to share, in understanding that we have some problems. Now, I know yesterday I talked about a lot about Linux and being on Linux more than ever, but this has made me even more wanting to switch over to Linux. But the only problem I have is that I don't use my laptop anymore for a lot of the day-to-day stuff. If I am on the internet, I will not be utilizing my laptop anymore for doing things like that. I only use it when I am making content for you guys. So we'll get into why I am. Wait, are we currently taking it? Oh no, we're not. Never mind. That we do have a lot of things that are going to pertain to what I am about to share with you guys today. That is going to make things that way. I want to see if we can find a way. If we can stay in the UK for a little bit. And then we've also got a thing on Title 9. I'm going to give it a little bit before we do. Wait for this car to go by. To understand what I am going to say today is that we have Title 9 is also being taken lightly. Is not taken lightly. They have, like I said, a lot of people will come out and will tell me that you guys, a lot of you guys will sit here, and there are a lot of people out there that are basically saying on a lot of things in relation to Title IX and stuff. Um, and of course, I really do get political. I am very much a thing that I wanted to share with you guys was as kind of those of you kind of might be watching at a later point, down the line, is that I am very much a political, an adult content creator with politics, video games, and things that relate to the adult industry as well. And so I just wanted you to know that, so that, you know, I do talk politics, I do talk religion, I do talk, religion's kind of one of those I don't talk very, very often. It's very seldom that I do. Thank you. Um, but mostly the biggest thing is we talk about mostly politics, we talk mostly video games. Video games around here, so don't think that I am somebody that's there. No, I don't share a lot of things with the adult content that I do. It's there, it's available for you guys to find. I do post it on places that, you know, YouTube probably might get me again, might not like it. I'm not promoting it just to promote it. I'm just saying that that's what I do. But the other two, I pretty much talk politics and I play video games a lot of the time. I like driving and talking and making things around that. But we've got some light in physical games as well. That's going to be one of those other things that we really focus on today. Because to be honest, since it's not part of the thing, I'm going to start with that. We have some light when it comes to physical media. A lot of people have not bought physical games this year. At most, the highest that it's only been like 100K people buying physical media. Like, I can't buy physical media right now because I don't have a job. Okay, but that's different. That's what a lot of people aren't buying physical media right now in the United States because of two reasons. Unless the whole reason why people aren't buying a lot of physical is because they don't want to go out and they're seeing the hits because of the gas prices and things. There are other things that can relate to a lot of people not wanting to do these things. And we got a lot of these. And we've got a lot of these places that are vehicle damage. I kind of figured I would have vehicle damage because I hit that, but a lot of people will think that because we as a society, you know, physical, like I am very much a physical media kind of gal in a lot of things. Like, I was like, the other day I wanted to sit down and watch a TV series. I don't have access to a Blu-ray player right now. To be able to physically, if I had a PS4 that actually worked with the disc drive, great. But I don't have a sorry, I did not realize I was speeding there. that I do not have access to a physical DVD drive right now. I have one DVD drive, one Blu-ray drive, but I don't. I don't have access to it because I don't have a TV for it. And I want to be able to watch my movies. I want to be able to watch and actually have access to a lot of the content that physical deserves. And to be more precise, the physical media landscape, when only 100,000 people bought physical media, it's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It's just more of people are just realizing that they're buying digitally because it's convenient. But let me be clear: if you already are going out to buy groceries, okay, and you live near Walmart, you have access to going out and buying those. Yeah, I don't know why that would be a thing there. Like that one's just like ridiculous. And look at that. That literally just went down on a whim. But to begin with, a lot of physical stuff is, look, there's a lot of things that I do enjoy physically, and I'm not saying that I am somebody that I enjoy these things, but it doesn't mean that I am 100% for digital and physical. I am kind of more leaning towards physical than digital. It will be the end of buying a PlayStation 6 just because I'm not going to. I won't buy a PlayStation 6. I'll continue to support PlayStation 5, and that'll be it. I will most likely probably will not be buying a PS6. I will most likely be playing games through PC, and through that need until even if I had a job in 2028, when expectedly that this is going to be around, I still wouldn't buy a PS6 unless I absolutely could not find the games that I play supported on a PS5. And those games would be considered Fortnite, Call of Duty, are the only two things that I would not buy. That I would go out and buy an Xbox. But apparently, I didn't realize this, that Call of Duty's coming to the Switch too. And if they continue to do that, I'd be much more happier with it. Along the line. And I will tell you, like, I have not really spent a lot of time going through the process in which a lot of these games do come out to being produced or manufactured. I did not realize I should have put the blinker on before, but hold on, guys. Um, and it's one of those things. Sorry, guys, I had to. I have to. I thought I did not have my stream open. I have my stream open for YouTube, for Twitch, but not YouTube. And look, when we really think about but there is this thing where as somebody who really focuses and picks the way that I do things in a privacy manner. I do things where I like to take a little bit of privacy into things. I don't use VPNs because of the government. I use VPNs to cover my tracks for bad actors. I don't use ad blocks because because I hate ads. I remove ad blocks because of the way that ads can become a target of malicious things. I utilize a lot of that for that reason. But this is why I go to YouTube Premium and I spend a lot of time utilizing YouTube Premium and things. But when I talk about like going physically and making sure physically is there, I rarely do go online. I don't rarely go online. I go online all the time. But I don't. I'm always connected to the internet. I'm always. I'm always there playing video games online. I'm always there 24/7 online. I basically sit there and breathe that I'm on the internet all the time. I'm sitting here on Instagram watching Instagram reels or Facebook or YouTube shorts. I tend to watch shorts more often lately than I have been watching regular content. And I need to get out of that rabbit hole. Okay? I need to get out of that rabbit hole and pay attention to more what I'm doing. But to be honest, the physical media crap that Sony is doing to get rid of, basically they're wanting to get rid of it for the means of it is just ridiculous. Like, I hate digital to a point of that, I've been more actively, if I had access, to be honest, I think what I might do is I'm gonna start doing is as soon as 13 is done, for Final Fantasy 13, like I know today I wasn't going to talk about it, but I ended up finding a couple of things that needed to be talked about that really are important to talk about because, one, this is actually some news that needs to be said, and I might do 13 tomorrow, even though it's supposed to be Euro Truck. I might do 13 tomorrow just because of the reasons. But when you actually look at the content that is out there, a lot of these people will go out there and just like think that, oh, it's convenient, it's so great for me to do a lot of these things, but they don't think about the consequences of being convenient. Okay, a lot of people don't think about convenience. Okay, I will tell you that there are three things that I don't like about convenient. If convenience, it's good that you can go out and buy video games conveniently through your phone, through Steam, through PlayStation, through Xbox, through wherever you buy your games, or do per activity. It is convenient, but when it comes to the point of that we should not be 100% reliant on our devices. We should not be utilizing our devices on a 100% daily basis. We should not be sitting there utilizing our phones for this is why I prefer physical over digital, because a lot of times, even if at a young age, like, you may want, like, it's easier for us to get that information, easier for us to do things, but it's also a good idea to have a physical way of accessing some of those things as well, because the more time that we have access to the content through the means of a device like a PlayStation, or the means through it all. Let's go look at left-hand drive. DAF's at 18. The Iveco Stralis. A Volvo F8. How much? I gotta look at some of these before I do make that decision. That's a lot better in condition than that Volvo. But the wheels are... the one thing about this Iveco is that it does have a lot more towards that. The DAF DAF is much more there. So the Iveco, this one is the one that seems the best. I mean, the Volvo FH4 seems the best. So I am going to buy this. But it's also the Iveco Stralis is also there. But I could save and wait. I wanted to check to see what the used market is. I think I might wait a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to 64. Because we're going around turns. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit though. But we are going around turns, and that's why I am going a little bit slower. Than what is recommended. Okay, they don't have the other horn. But it's one of those things that we gotta realize that that physical media is dying, but we gotta realize that we can't be sitting here relying on our phones as a daily source of getting our information. We can't sit, because at some point, like, if we don't have electricity, we don't have power, how are we going to get our information? Where are we going to do it? We have to realize that we need to learn these skills of manual labor. I know it's one of those things that we need to work on. That that we need to stop focusing on realizing. We need to stop being such important on being reliant on our technology. We should have many ways of receiving our information. We should be able to have that ability to receive not only our information through our digital services, but we shouldn't rely on one service to get our information. This is why I don't recommend. This is why I stream stream twice in the afternoons, is because I don't want, because in case of a Twitch outage, you can still get that there. In case of YouTube outage, you can still have access to it. And utilizing those things for the ability for us to need to have the way of getting that information through our feeds, that we should not be reliant on one social media platform. We should not be sitting here, like if you're a Twitch streamer, don't rely on Twitch as your main source of income. If you are an affiliate, don't rely on it. Rely on YouTube. Rely on having YouTube, Twitch, having multiple ways of getting that information. Instagram, Blue Sky, X, Twitter, whatever you like to call it. I always call it Twitter. I just recently have been calling it X because I went and asked ChatGPT. I went and asked ROG AI through for what it's worth through the API. I went through the API, found a way to get access to the API, and went and asked it for free. I went and asked like 20 different prompts, and still got access to it. Utilizing it to just see if I can come up with a better idea for my Blue Sky account, because I didn't like what I was putting there. It didn't feel right. So I went and re-asked, and I still couldn't figure out something. So I went and asked it multiple times to figure things out, and I went and asked AI. To better fix this thing. And let me be clear. I was talking about AI yesterday, but I just wanted to really reference this real quick. Was that I went and asked ChatGPT. I went and asked Perplexity. I went and asked Gemini. Guess what? I asked all three of those, did not get the answer that I needed. I went and asked Grok, I got the answer. And to be honest, I got limited on these other ones because of the content that I do on my YouTube side of things. Or asked, not the YouTube side of things, but the adult side of things. And all three of those blocked me, but Grok didn't. For whatever reason, all I was doing is I was doing it for myself, because I just needed to write a better thing. I went and asked it and got a better thing. I did make sure that it is 18 plus, that we do a lot of that content over on the Blue Skies. It's the only other place that I do it outside of my own website. But to be honest, my main website does not have any of that content. It's just a way for you guys to find that link and find that access. um, for it. So it's like a lot of the content that's there and it's driven for access is just giving everybody the access to utilizing different means of getting content out there. You know, yes, I know a lot of people will say that watching a trans person with um, it does kind of like, look, let me be clear. Um, Having multiple ways of receiving that content, or having not just multiple ways, but receiving that content. See, that's how it should be. Um, and just being able to get the content wherever you feel like it, you know, and don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself on relying on a single platform for everything. Now, of course, because for one, on YouTube you can't really post adult content. You really shouldn't be. If you're on Twitch, it gets TOS for it, for doing content like that. Now, I don't actively promote this very often, but I did just wanted to share that it is up there for you guys to watch through my main website, my website, my Wix website, of course. I use a free web service. I am cheap like that. I'm not going to spend money to have my own website to buy right now. I will probably get it at some point. But you have many ways of getting content, access to multiple ways of this information through, don't rely on CBS as your main source of news. Don't rely on Fox News as your main source of news. Don't rely on Daily Caller. Don't rely on the Daily Mail. Don't rely on NPR or NPR. Don't rely on the CBC. Don't rely on NHK. Don't rely on one place to get all of your news. Don't just rely on LGBTQ Nation as a source. Rely on having all of those that I mentioned, having multiple ways to get that information. Like, yeah, I'm not a Fox News person. I always will never listen to Fox News. It's the only place. There's only about 3 platforms I do not watch, that I have literally set myself up to not watch, or watch on a thing. I may read an article or 2 from them, but I will not watch or view their content in any way. And that is Fox News, Newsmax, and CBS. Right now, as of right now, I don't go and watch. I haven't watched the CBS Evening News in forever, because CBS Evening News is like, I watch it on occasion, but I don't watch it on a daily basis like I used to, because of who owns it and who's running it, and things like that. Like, I don't rely on places that are just there to make money off of you. There to tell you that you have to listen to this, that you have to listen to the product of of being forced to listen to X product, or just having the importance of just not. I am not somebody that will watch, like, I didn't realize last night I watched a movie. I didn't realize it until after I started things like Paramount Pictures. Okay, is this like an older Paramount kind of thing? It was actually a Paramount Skydance thing, and I'm like, okay, great. Nope. I'm sorry. I don't like watching. And it's actually a TV series that's on Prime. I don't, like, to be honest, like, I just went and looked and just went to Netflix and things, and it's like, I didn't like, I went and watched a thing that, you know, it was called Ride or Die. Like, I didn't realize that it was a Paramount thing. Like, okay, whatever. Like, there are times where sometimes, like, I do not genuinely look, but hey, there's times where I won't go and view those things because of the content. I don't want to push to doing it. I am not an active person in those active spaces where I'm not gonna watch a Paramount. I'm not gonna watch a. I don't watch a lot of Paramount stuff. The thing is I do watch a lot of CBS shows. I do watch a lot of those things because it's hard when you're invested into a TV series that you so desperately love that I have been such a CBS fan for NCIS, FBI, and a few other shows that really have gripped me into wanting to do it. But let me be clear, they literally ended up changing some portions of the TV show. Like, they don't want, like, I guarantee you, like, a lot of these places, like, a lot of these right-wingers don't want to see LGBTQ content. They don't want to see it, but yet they're behind closed doors. They do watch it behind closed doors. They are probably watching it right now as we speak on the internet, doing God knows what, and doing things like that, where we shouldn't be reliant on those things. I am sick and tired of being tied and reliant to saying that, you know, there's hypocrisy in a lot of these oh yeah, we are going past Glasgow, but yeah, it's 97, so I'm like, when I go coasting down these hills, it's 90, I can only go 90 to begin with. Because I can only go 90, they can go 97, so they get those lanes better. But it's why I don't okay, so we do need to take a mandatory break. I am hopeful that's where we're headed. Because it's 5 hours, but we still, resting 11 minus 5, no, 11 plus 5 is 15, 16, so we'll have plenty of time to get there on it. And it will be pretty much basically, we'll hopefully get there on time. I don't like doing just-in-time deliveries as much. Um, those are the things that I spend less time on in Europe than I do in Japan, because just-in-time deliveries, I went ham on that one. I went ham on it because that was just easier to make cash. It's easier to make cash that way. I don't like to look for just-in-time deliveries that take the time that I have to get there and I have to make mandatory. Okay, let me hit X to reset on that. Because I should have it like that. And I can see behind my car a little bit better. Yeah, see, there's no way I can make it to that side like I wanted to, but we've got services coming up, so we'll be fine. But a lot of things that when I look at these people that just um, believe in a certain way or follow in a certain belief should not be out there. You should not be believing whatever your news is telling you. Make sure that you have the right-leaning and left-leaning side of things to get the full picture. Because a lot of times when you look at the right-leaning side, like I do listen to Fox News on an occasion. I don't watch Fox News on an occasion or at all, but I do occasionally read something from Fox. Um, um, and I don't want to be listening to just left or right leaning. But to begin with, it's why you should never have just one content creator that you listen to on a daily basis just to get their information. It's why I don't listen to Midas Touch just to listen to Midas, just to have Midas Touch just be my main source. I listen to David Packman, I listen to Brian Tyler Cohen, Fair and Balanced. Hopefully right here I can stop to take my mandatory break. Yep, see, not completed. That would be completed time. Now, if you weren't on the job and you were free roaming, I don't think that should be counting. But they do. So anyway, the other thing is that is really a problem within society today is that a lot of people looked at probably a lot of these people through me too, that you look at the trans community, they're being targeted. The trans community is being targeted by the set of things being done by the Heritage Foundation. Went after trans people. Well, guess what? The Heritage Foundation is not just going after trans people. They're going after Title IX. They're going after women in general. They don't care about women. They don't care about their life. They just see them as trophies. They see them as people that look underneath, that they are underneath a man. That a man should be the superior person in all of society. When in reality, it's not. It shouldn't be that way. And it should be, everybody should be there. They're wanting to remove equal opportunity for women to play in sports. They are literally taking away the lives of women who deserve the right to be able to play in any shape or any form of being there. They don't care if your life is being destroyed. Alright. I got about 30 minutes left to stream, guys, but hopefully we can get through it. They actively are trying to destroy women and take away women's right to vote. Taking the right of black people to even vote as well, again, because that's the whole point of the SAVE Act. They're basically disproportionately going to affect the black communities. They are close call there. But they are actively just trying to ruin people's lives, divide this nation. To be honest, they're wanting to divide us again, to make it even worse for a lot of people. Black people are going to be, especially black people and LGBTQ people, are going to be the heaviest people affected by it. By their decisions. They don't care about your life. They only care about what they want. They only care about themselves. They want to control your life so that they can get more money out of you, and you are in debt to society, to them. There was even a senator that even said that they wanted to make you work 7 days a week. Make you work 7 days a week and be in debt to them so they can go and live their lavish lifestyle, and you live at their whim, controlling what they do, and controlling what they, and you can't control what they do. Sorry, they control you. They control what you do in your life, and that's not right. Okay, That is not right in any part of society. I'm gonna switch over here. Because I'm going... on a lot of these places, that they just think that the right is, that the left is being harmful to society, that the left is being there. Let me be clear. A lot of people will blame the democratic socialists for being a problem to society. You know, like my brother even said that he does not want to see democratic socialists in this country. But the problem is when you look at things in the sense of those things, like, what's the problem? They don't look. They think, and they don't get their facts straight. They only sit there and listen to Fox News or listen to the right side of things, but don't get the whole picture. A democratic socialist are actually the people that I absolutely follow on my end. I will tell you, I am somebody that believes in people like Bernie Sanders, Zohran Mamdani. Actually, I listen to Zohran Mamdani. I actually listen to people there that live in New York. Like, if you do not live in New York, do not knows what's going on, because you live in some backwater part of the country, like South Dakota, for example. You're gonna have a better life in South Dakota than you might do in New York, only because of the things that are going on there, or living somewhere in Texas, but you don't understand what in New York. You're not a New Yorker. You don't live in those places. If you don't live there, you don't understand what's going on. Now, of course, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, removing rent." Well, it's like, you want to remove rent, but guess what? They're not removing rent. I've had somebody that believed that Zohran Mamdani is taking away your rent. You shouldn't have to pay rent. No. Zohran Mamdani is not taking away your rent. He's just freezing your rent. Freezing it at the point of, for 2 years, that the rent that you're paying is going to be there for at least 2 years. I would rather have a 2-year rent freeze that never increases for 2 years than for it. Of course, there are a lot of things some things that a lot of people believe that socialism is the same thing as communism, and it's not. It is not the same thing. A socialistic society does mean that everybody has that opportunity to do it. If you really think about it, a lot of people having health care that everybody can utilize. There are countries out there that are not a socialistic society that have universal health care. It's not the greatest, it's not the best thing in their society, because sometimes you have to wait 2 years wait to get anything done, but it's not the worst thing ever either, because in those 2 years, you're sitting here over the course of trying to have a insulin that you end up having to need, but you're paying hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, whereas these countries are only paying like 15, 20, maybe even at 50 at the low end, at the high end, with these countries. And all it is being paid for by taxpayers. The people in that country paying taxes to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity to have health care. That's a fine and dandy thing. You know, I was watching a thing about, they want to get rid of property taxes in the state of Florida, but a lot of people don't understand that a lot of the services that are needed are through taxes. You need to have taxes in order to function as a society. Yeah, I don't like paying taxes. Yeah, I'd rather have more money by not paying taxes, but at the other end, I would rather have that money and be used to help fund things rather than reducing those funds and not being able to support the things that we so need, like our roads and infrastructure in our country, and doing things. Yeah, I don't want to pay like super exorbitant expensive prices. We shouldn't be paying like 50-60%, but at the same time, it's like, but it should be paying, if you make, the more money you make, the more percentage you should be paying in. Just because you don't know how much money you should be making. It's like, for me, it's like, if you make over $500 million, you're more well off than anybody else in the world. If you make 500 million a year, you should be paying at least 40 to 50% of it. Even 60%. Okay, fine. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of people don't understand what goes on and experiencing a lot of these things. But then there's also the other side of this, um, where people also don't quite care whether they're being tracked or not, don't care about whether or not they just don't see that. And it's like these ID verification stuff that we have to utilize on the internet is ridiculous. We should not be utilizing that, because guess what? Now you're easily tracked, you're easily there, and you're also easily hackable. Because with these day and age with AI, we will have easier and easier access to your data, and easier access to people wanting to utilize your information to steal your identity on it. just like to play with the sound on that, but of course there is one other thing that, you know, with those things of having ID verification being tracked. Well, Microsoft has decided, has basically shown their colors, that now they can track you easily through a GDI, or this GDI thing. I don't remember exactly the whole entire thing. Okay, yeah, we're gonna probably need to be over in that lane here soon. But these guys are... there, but now Microsoft basically, like, if you sign into your Microsoft account, your GDI number that you signed up with a new setup on Windows 11, you install a new operating system, you have a different GDI number. But that number then also... I don't care. I don't care right now. I'm not... I did not see you coming. Did not look that way. But with Microsoft, is it really time for you to ditch Windows? Absolutely. It's time for you to give up on Windows. It is absolutely with this thing that they basically track this guy across 3 different things using a VPN even. They checked everything that they do with your movement. It is time for you to ditch Windows. It is time for you to end that Windows life cycle. If you're somebody that's a gamer and you are actively utilizing actively playing only single player games or some multiplayer stuff that is supported through Linux, then go for it. Go for it. Actively switch. It's a lot easier to migrate over to Linux these days. It's a lot easier for us to hop on Linux. You know, I basically will tell you from my experience, I've had very, very little issues with Linux. I had one issue, got it squared away, and I haven't had any issues since then. I pretty much basically game on this and browse the internet. And that's all I do. I don't necessarily create content on here or edit content through this process. And I don't actively, when I go out and about, I don't actively go out and utilize my laptop as much as I used to. I still use it when I'm traveling when I need access to the content. I still go through and still follow the law. Of course, I still follow most of the law, but I'm not going to go out there and submit identification. I don't care about the 15 extra thing right now. And stuff, and it's like, it's easier to hop into Linux and do things a lot easier. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys, we're gonna end it for today. Hopefully, the big thing was the Title IX being, like, the Heritage Foundation is wanting to take away your opportunity, even as a woman, to be able to play sports. They're wanting to actively go after Title IX. They're wanting to get rid of it entirely, and that's not right. They are really literally would literally take away women's rights. And that's what they want. We should be protecting women, and protecting trans people, and protecting the people across this world through all those, through the means of being protecting, because you're not protecting children. But like I said, I've said this many times before, you're not protecting children by enacting these laws. By banning trans people, you are not protecting children anymore. You're taking away that right. Guess what? A man still can walk into the bathroom no matter what. They don't have to be trans to do these things. And it's the same thing with the same thing with taking away your gun right, taking away your guns. Illegal people are still gonna get access to it. They're gonna have access. You're not. It's those things that they start taking away. They don't really see the implication that it's still gonna happen, because a trans person's not gonna harm your child 99 times out of 10, maybe even rare. It's gonna be a hyper rare chance that that's even ever going to happen, that a child's going to be hurt by a trans person. Compared to anywhere else. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna get off. If you guys wanna watch me play some 13 tomorrow, I'm gonna change Your Truck. I know Your Truck is supposed to be today. 13 was supposed to be today, but there was the thing about the Title IX that I shared with you earlier. I know I went and repeated myself, but you guys can go back and watch that thing there. If you guys want more clarification and want more my take on the Title IX, you guys can let me know down in the comments on YouTube or throughout the stream of these things. We'll be back tomorrow for Final Fantasy 13 here directly on YouTube. If you're watching here on Twitch, we'll be back. Is today Wednesday? No. We will be back later tonight, either playing Fortnite or GTA. We might play GTA tonight. For it. So anyway, if you guys want to see all this new content, we will catch you guys later. Oh, and make sure that if you guys are here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification. We are live every day, roughly 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Start time until about roughly 6 o'clock. But tomorrow I'm going to do 13. We'll probably, between that, we'll probably do 13 until 5 o'clock. and then I'll probably hop back on after and I'll probably hop back on after I get supper made and doing some more 13 possibly. But if I don't, that's okay. And I'm gonna tell you, it's listed as doing Thursday supposed to be update day for Call of Duty. I am probably going to put that there. But we're gonna probably might end up doing Fortnite. I don't know. Might be multiplayer on Thursday. And then for what it's worth. But anyway, I'll tell you this. If you guys are watching here directly on Twitch, make sure you guys hit that follow. It's greatly appreciated. And tell your friends, share it out. Share out these streams. Tell people about me. I don't care, bad or good. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because I don't care about a lot of those things. Personally, I'm gonna still be here. I'm gonna still live stream no matter what. So, anyway, we will catch you guys